Hi, Steve Szczerba here from the Chicago Aesthetic Surgery Institute here in Rosemont, Illinois. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon. My main office is in Rosemont, which is directly by the O'Hare Airport. So we have a lot of patients that fly in and out for surgery, and one of the most common operations that we've been doing is the Brazilian butt lift. And this video is a little bit about the procedure itself and what to watch out for, because this operation can be a little tricky. So most important, I feel, is that the Brazilian butt lift operation is actually an amazing change of your body. It is literally liposuction 360. So we literally liposuction the front, sides, and back of your body and take that fat and process it into a method that you can then transfer the fat into your backside. So the first step of the operation is actually to hollow your waist. And that is an aggressive form of liposuction that really cinches in your waist, or girls call it snatching in your waist. And that is the first step of the operation, building a waist. Then we take the fat, processed fat, and then inject it into your backside into specific areas. And although in theory this may seem like an operation that anyone can do, such as doctors who are not board certified in plastic surgery, but I would caution you that we have seen a lot of errors made by doctors who are not properly trained in this. And I think the safety in this operation comes from two things. One, you have to have the right instrumentation. Second, you have to have the right training. And I think that even if you find a board-certified plastic surgeon who does not do a lot of Brazilian butt lifts, I would just urge you to make sure that you investigate the outcomes and the safety parameters of that particular physician, because this is a tricky operation. Okay, so a little bit more about the operation, and let me show you a couple of pictures here. So operations like this, where you are transforming the body, you are literally hollowing out these areas of the flanks and the sides and the waist, and you are then transferring that fat that you harvested from here and you are injecting it into these regions. When you are purposely trying to maximize the ratio change, hollowing in the waist and augmenting the backside, I call that a Brazilian butt lift. This is an operation that Dr. Delvecchio showed me how to do. I used to do it in a very different way, and Dr. Delvecchio showed me how to do it properly. And I would still caution people that without proper training, you got to go to guys like Dr. Delvecchio or people who have done many of these to get outcomes like this. These massive ratio changes do take a little bit of a specific technique, and with that, you get amazing outcomes. When you are maximally trying to change the ratios or augment the backside, again, we call that a Brazilian butt lift. And then when you are just rounding out, when you are almost just harvesting the waist fat from the waist as best as you can and using it to just gently round the curves of the buttock, I call that a Barrington Butt Lift. Barrington is a suburb here outside of Chicago in the far west. About 30, maybe 40 minutes from Chicago, that has very big houses and actually has a lot of horse farms. And nobody in Barrington actually wants a big backside. However, they do, I think everyone can appreciate proper ratios of a skinnier waist and a slightly wider backside. And I call this version of this procedure a Barrington butt lift, when you're just kind of just rounding things out. And when you're doing significant ratio changes, I call that a Brazilian butt lift. And as we talked about, the sculpting of the body is a little bit more aggressive, and you have to optimize these ratios to really thin out your waist and augment your backside at the same time. With that, I feel the procedure itself takes about 2 hours to do. You have to have a specific set of instruments to get these changes, to get these outcomes. And you have to have specific training, not so much about the liposuction, because the liposuction is aggressive and that can be done with traditional instrumentation. It is really the next step of the operation that requires perhaps a little bit more advanced instruments and advanced training. It's the injection process. The injection process is has to have a certain set of instruments that with proper training is actually not a difficult operation or it's a more of a, it's a very safe operation that can be performed. And that is the tricky part, is making sure that the doctor has proper instrumentation and proper training. And that process of transferring the fat into the backside, Dr. Delvecchio has trademarked into a SAFEBBL technique, and that is what we do at the Chicago Aesthetic Surgery Institute. In all the years that we've been doing this, we have had no issues with the operation. And because the operation can be a little bit tricky, the operation itself takes about 2 hours. First part is harvesting the fat, processing it, and flipping the patient over to harvest fat from the sides and the back. And then while the patient is laying on their tummy is when we do the injections to the backside. And this is the tricky part. And without the proper instrumentation, you will not get as aggressive as or dramatic outcomes as we can get you. With that, after the procedure is done, you spend about an hour or two in the recovery room. And then for the next few weeks, we ask you not to sit on your backside. And we have a number of tricks on how to get you through that healing phase. And throughout the operation itself and through the weeks after the operation is kind of why you need to be using a board-certified plastic surgeon and with the proper training and with the proper staff to help you through the post-operative course. With that, the operation is dramatic, and the outcomes can be amazing, and I do feel that the patients that we've been doing for the last few years truly get the ratio changes that they're looking for, and that sort of optimizes the body. You are basically hollowing the waist and augmenting the backside, giving you an hourglass figure. Well, with that in mind, always focus on safety. I hope you stay well, and please call us if you have any questions.